Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jemarie Pagon from BEd second year, and I'm going to tackle about the learners with difficulty communicating. Communication disorder or communication difficulty is a speech language impairment. It's described as a communication disorder such as stuttering, impaired articulation, a language impairment that adversely affects a child's education performance defined by the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. In other words, children with communication difficulty have deficits in their ability to exchange information with others. So here are the identification of learners with communication difficulties. Have a little or no speech or speech that is difficult to understand. Have difficulty saying or generating words or sentences. Have difficulty understanding what other people are saying. Have difficulty knowing how to interact socially with other people. Find it hard to fully access learning opportunities at school. There are three types of communication impairment and disorder. These are communication, speech, and language. Speech, language, and communication underpins everything that we do, from making ourselves heard and expressing our opinions to interacting with and understanding the world around us. Here are some strategies and learning preferences of communication difficulty. Educators should create an environment of acceptance and understanding in the classroom and encourage peers to accept the student with speech impairment. Practice and maintain easy and effective communication skills by modeling good listening skills and by facilitating participation of all students in classroom discussions and activities. Introduce new vocabulary carefully and model it frequently in sentences. Try to limit the amount of new vocabulary introduced at one time to a minimum of use visual support where possible. If a student requires a requirement interpreter or the use of augmentative communication, provide adequate space and time to accommodate these forms of communication. Teachers should constantly model the correct production of sound. Maintain eye contact with the student, then tell her to watch the movements of your mouth when providing direct instruction. Ask her to copy these movements when she produces the sounds. Next is allowing more time for a student to complete activities, assignments, and tests. Having a student sit near you to easily meet her learning needs. Discussing possible areas of difficulty and working with the student to implement accommodations. Always asking before providing assistance and using positive reinforcement when the student completes an activity independently. Using peer assistance with appropriate modifying activities or exercises to assignments can be completed by the students, but providing the same or similar academic objectives. Creating tests that are appropriate the student with speech impairment, for example, written instead of oral or vice versa. Providing scribes for test talking if a student needs assistance. Making sure the students understands test instructions completely and providing additional assistance if needed. So, in other words, so we future educators or all the teachers should ensure that all forms of communications are valued, like the gestures, body language, signs, symbols, photographs, objects of reference. Students with communication difficulty requires consistent and skilled support from all the teachers and their families to achieve and build on their communication successes. That's all my report. Thank you.